The zip code matters more than the national headline. So here's what I would ask you to do this week. Go look up your specific county or metro area, wherever you use. You can use a number of things, redfinrealtor.com. There's tons of things out there. Don't look at the national number. Look at active listings, days on market, sale to list price ratio. That's your market. That's what matters. If you don't have the time to do this, or you can't access through AI, or you want some help, go find a local real estate professional who really is into it. And I mean, right here, if you're asking about Linda Kraft's team, Steve Kruger, who's a senior, just because you are looking at your market and saying, okay, this is what I can do. Now that's important, because if you do have to make a move due to relocation, you have to look at, okay, well, do I need to sell? How much am I going to get? But then look at the other market. And I'll give you a prime example. This is a real example from a client here and a friend of mine who wife took a job in Silicon Valley in California, lives here in the Raleigh area, Research Triangle Park area. They had just purchased a home, and his wife got this tremendous job at this large company. And so they were trying to decide if they were going to move to California. I mean, they have to move to California, but they were deciding whether they should rent or they should buy. So the question then becomes, for them, which one should we do? Well, when they calculated what the rent cost was versus the purchase cost was, it really worked out that they felt like they needed to buy, but they were looking at whether they should sell their home. Now, remember, they've only been in that home a couple of years. So now the idea that they would sell their home really didn't make sense, because there was no equity in the home at that point. So they held on to their home, are getting a new home, right, that they're going to move into, a townhome in California. Costs a lot of money, by the way, but they had to look at both markets. And I think for you, as somebody who is looking at selling and buying something else, or just out there buying, look at your markets. That's going to be so imperative to you to be successful, so that you can get the right house for the right price. And also remember, depending on the market, you may have more negotiating room than others. And if you go to another market, you may be paying overpriced just to get into a home. It's just market dependent. So look at your markets locally, look at the markets you're planning to go to, get the full details of that market. Don't look at the national numbers. Listing and buyers expert, loves running these economic numbers. So feel free to reach out to Steve. I'm here. He'd be happy to do that for you, because that's your market. That's what you got to be concerned